All right, we are taking the new road which goes between Spanish Lookout and Bullet Tree. We're really excited about this. This all used to be dirt road with potholes, but as you can see, the gravel is down and it is so incredibly smooth. So we're gonna take a drive down this road and then we're gonna stop in one of my favorite communities here along this road called Carmelita Gardens. So we're gonna turn the corner and it's gonna be popping up on our left-hand side. This is truly an incredible property that started development in 2010, but over the last few years, as there's been more momentum around Belize, more momentum around off-grid living, we have seen an influx in the number of homes that have gotten constructed and the number of residents that live here on site full-time or at least are coming down as snowbirds. So we're currently in Santa Familia. If we keep going straight about a half a mile, that's where you'll find a grocery store and a gym. But we're gonna do a Santa Familia tour separately, so I'll put a link in the description below so that you can take a look through what Santa Familia looks like. But we've made it. Welcome to Carmelita Gardens. And Carmelita Gardens is about a 100-acre property that initially started off as a cattle pasture. And so you will find as we're driving around that there are different geographies and feels of the area. Some areas are more heavily wooded, some are a little bit more open because it was a cattle pasture. So the landscaping though is looking incredible. I love this boulevard, this entry going in. So we're gonna take a look through what's been going on over the last year since we last did this tour, and I think you'll be happy to see some beautiful new homes that have been getting constructed. With me today I have Angie Bologna.
Hi everybody.
And Angie is our on-site agent here at Carmelita Gardens. So Angie, why don't you give us a little bit more about yourself and what you have found since starting here at Carmelita?
Thank you so much, Rachel. So as she shared, I am here on site. Some of you might have seen me already on your emails, have heard a voicemail from me, or have gotten a text message. So here's a face to the name. I've been here for a couple of months. I moved here from California a few months back. So I've been reacquainting myself with the area, but you know, home is home. So I'm familiar with this village, Santa Familia, Bullet Tree, where my mom lives and my grandmother did as well. And everyone's so warm, so welcoming. It's like I never left.
I love it. I love it. Why don't you show us, Angie, where on the map we're coming in from? And then we'll take you guys around to put all the picture into real life.
So this is the layout of the community. We're right here at the main entrance. And as we're going in, we're going to be seeing a wooden pineapple. And right around that wooden pineapple, you'll direct us to which area we're going to take. But very fun fact to share. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about the pool. Where will that pool be? So it's going to be in that upside down triangle. The developer has shared some of the renderings with us on our last tour. I think it was about a month back. And apart from the community pool, we're going to find here the covered pavilion and pickleball court. So very exciting stuff coming on.
I love it. I love it. And so as we continue to see infrastructure coming into Santa Familia, like this road that's getting paved, in addition to that, there's a bridge that's coming from Santa Elena. Santa Elena and San Ignacio are twin towns. And that is where you're going to find the larger supermarkets, many restaurants. And right now, as the road currently is, it's about a 20 to 25 minute ride into Santa Elena. But when this bridge comes, and the bridge is stationed about 5 minutes from this area, from Carmelita Gardens specifically, it's going to take 7 minutes to get there. So we're really, really excited. But as we're continuing to see all of this infrastructure coming into the area, what that means is more booming development. And so we have actually seen a lot of new subdivisions start to pop up. But one thing that I've noticed about those subdivisions compared to Carmelita Gardens is that here, there's that community element. The developer didn't just come in and say, here's 100 acres, let me chop it up into individual parcels and then sell them off. He is still here on site. He's been here since 2010, working towards his vision of having this be an all-encompassing, self-sustainable community. And we do see that today, where there are common spaces, third spaces, places for people to come together, dedicated river access so people can access the Belize River at multiple points through the property. In addition to that, a community center with community gardens and orchards and tons of fruit plants around, fruit trees around the community here. So that's enough of me talking. Why don't we get driving? Otherwise, I'll tell you all about everything, but it's right here in front of us. So we're going to continue. We'll go straight first where Angie was mentioning that wooden pineapple. That is our welcome to Carmelita Gardens pineapple. And then behind that is where that upside down triangle is that Angie was mentioning. And that's exactly where that community pool is going. So being that this is a completely off-grid community, there aren't many people here who have their own pool. There's one pool here and a private home. So a lot of folks are really eagerly anticipating for this to come together. But as Angie mentioned, the developer is working on the renderings for the space. He really didn't want to just plop a pool down in the middle and call it a day. He is big into urban design and planning and really wanted it to have the right feel and have the right additional amenities there. So over here on our left is where you're going to find that future community pool, in addition to the pavilion and it's covered pickleball?
Yeah.
Amazing, covered pickleball. Because folks, this is the tropics, it does get warm here, right? Sure. So right now you might have a few pickleball games going in the early morning before the sun starts to come out, but that'll be fantastic.
The community members actually come together twice a week to play pickleball, sometime early in the morning or late afternoon, to avoid that hot sun, the Belize sun. So a lot of them do come together, and they are all very competitive, I must say.
Are they? Any pickleball for beginners groups? I think I'd be in that one. You can always start it, folks, if you're not as competitive as they are. So I'm going to just drive us around the community pool area, and then I'm going to dart down and make a right over there just to get us into the first area within Carmelita Gardens, which you are going to find is more wooded. A lot of folks that we've been talking to, mention that they are looking for a property with trees. Yeah. And especially here, many of these trees are indeed mature trees. So if you're somebody who is looking for more of that mature landscaping already, then this is the area that we'll want to be looking in. So we just did a nice 360-degree drive around the future pool area. So Angie, why don't you just show us on the map quickly where we're going into?
Okay, so we just did a turn right around the triangle, and it goes this way.
Yes,
we
perfect.
are heading. Here we go. Sorry, guys. This way.
Yep, perfect.
Yep, this way.
Yeah,
we're going
right
down.
There. Yep. Coming on the backside of the Maya Mounds over here.
Correct. Sorry, I'm gonna get closer to it. We're going down this road.
So number 17, this is a newly delivered home. I believe these folks wanted to live here more full-time, but haven't had the chance to do so yet.
Yeah.
So you will notice that it is a little darker as we're driving through here, and because there's a natural canopy of the trees. So again, if having that natural canopy is important to you, then this is definitely an area that you'll want to be looking at.
And way much cooler. You feel that?
Yeah, you do feel cooler. We don't need the AC blasting over here. All right, so we're gonna round the corner over here, and actually on the right-hand side, you see a little hill, and that is the Maya Mounds. Yes, so the Maya Mounds are a really neat part of the community, and I'm gonna share a little bit more about that in a minute. But first I wanna hop over here to our left side, lot number 19. So lot number 19 is considered a green
garden.
Thank you, a green garden lot. And there's actually two lots here side by side that are available for resale. And this seller is selling them for $35,000 each. And she also has really attractive financing too. So if you're somebody who's looking for one or both adjacent lots, it's harder to find adjacent lots now with all the sales that have been happening. But somebody can certainly look into that. And then if we come back here to the map one more time, I just want to mention, okay, so we're over here 19 and 20, and then lots 44 and 45, we're actually going to hold on selling at this point because of the fact that they found some Mayan artifacts and ruins over there. So instead of selling those and have somebody build a home, they've actually been working with a group that's going to be coming down and starting to dig here and finding what artifacts they can find, because on the right-hand side, this hill is back to the Maya Mounds that I was talking about, where they have found artifacts before, and it is considered to be a religious area that we don't want to be touching and unearthing at our will. So we're really excited for that group to come in. Coming up, I'm going to pull over here to the right shortly. So on the left-hand side, there's a little lady who comes on her little scooters, and she'll sell food, she'll sell beverages, she'll sell fruits.
Yes.
For the workers primarily, since there's a lot of construction work that's happening here at Carmelita Gardens. However, anybody is obviously able to purchase it, but the fresh juices are so, so good. And so always look out for her. She comes a couple of times a day.
Yeah, I heard that she brings burritos and burgers.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. We're going to take a look here on the left-hand side. So this is a shell cottage, and this one is for sale. The fellow who purchased it with the intent of building the shell and then selling it. So somebody has, if they don't want to wait necessarily, time to get their home plans approved, to get a construction team on site, then they're able to pick up this shell over here. It's slated to be a true 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom. However, you are able to finish it as you want, but they already have everything in place, like the shell in place for you to really work with it.
Along with the cistern.
Along with the cistern. Perfect.
Correct. And this one is actually listed at $148,885, and approximately it should take you about $50,000 more to completely finish it off. And that includes your solar panel package.
Perfect. And I see somebody coming behind us, so I'm going to move a little bit. But if anybody wants more information, if they want to see what that floor plan looks like, reach out to us. info@lunarealtybelize.com is going to be the best way to go about that, so that we can give you all of the details. You know, with this tour here, if we explained every property that was for sale, we'd probably be here for a good few hours, which maybe some of you would say tuned in, but I mean, I guess many of you would just tune us right out. But I will put all of the links in the description below to the properties that we mentioned that are currently available. All right, so on the right-hand side, that is a new home that was recently constructed. I love that home. I think they did a great job with the wood.
It's a beautiful home. That's for Terry Eller. She was actually here on site prior to her home fully being constructed. So she was able to follow day through of everything that they were doing. She was so excited about her home being finished off, that she actually moved in before they finished. She's like, you can finish while I'm in here. It's just her and her dog. And she's very nice, super friendly person.
I love it. I love it. And then coming up on the home over here, this was recently handed over in December, I believe it was. But this is a fun story. So the fellow who owns this home, he is an engineer, and he was actually living at the cottages. And the cottages are smaller, efficient homes. However, they are tinier, right? You can think about it like a tiny home. And so he was living there for a little bit of time, and he's like, you know what? Ultimately, I need more space. So he used his engineering skills, and he put together a floor plan that he really enjoyed, and they constructed that and handed over the home to him. So he does live here full-time on site, and then he does have his cottage for rentals, usually for homeowners, though, who are coming, want to spend time here and wait until their home is getting constructed. This is really pretty too, Casa Azul. And what you'll see is a variety of home types here. While there are a few home models that people can choose from ranging from cottages to large villas, you don't have to choose from their floor plans. What makes this property unique, though, is the fact that there are covenants and codes, so you do have to submit your plans to the design committee to make sure they fit within the covenants and codes. But you'll see a variety of homes. There's Italian-style homes, Spanish homes, more modern-looking homes, but you'll see that as we come through. All right, so we are going to be turning, now we're going to be paralleling the river. So on our left-hand side, at the end of the trees over here, is where you're going to find the Belize River. This is probably, personally, one of my favorite areas of Carmelita Gardens, because you do have the natural canopy from the trees. You also have river access right there, and you also have larger size lots. Yeah. So where we're located right now is about lot 141.
And all of these are river estate lots, so these are all half of an acre. And there are many river accesses around this area.
Love it. Yeah, I love it. And so you'll see we're going to be going down this road right over here where you do have that river access point right over here. However, we are elevated quite a bit. So if you want to be able to go into the river, it's recommended stairs, of course, right? Otherwise, you're going to have a pretty big jump and a hard time getting back up. But you are able to access the river, and you can swim in it, you can fish in it, a canoe, paddleboard, kayak, all of that is absolutely possible.
I do know that some of the community members at times go kayaking or do tubing. They go further up and they spend about half the day coming down the river.
Oh, I love it. That's what I would do. Pack a little cooler and just float on down.
Yeah.
All right, so coming up on the right-hand side, I love this home. This is a full-time resident here, and she did a custom build. And she did a lot of the finishes too, personally. So she did some of the chandeliers and the lighting in there, and she's really put a nice personal touch on that property. This one we get a lot of questions and compliments about. So
it's a beautiful home. I recently saw the YouTube walkthrough. Oh, I loved it.
Oh, it's nice. So if anyone wants to see that walkthrough of the home, we'll put the link in the description below. And then also on the left-hand side of her property, where you see some trees, baby trees starting to grow, she purchased that recently, so she has the adjacent lot, and she has a dog. So for her, it was important for her dog to have space to run around, and she also wanted to be able to control what was getting built next to her. You know, so if you have the ability to pick up a couple lots, definitely recommend doing that. And then on our left-hand side over here, we're at lot number 147. This one is available as well, at going for $79,000. And something to mention, and again, this is also part of that half-acre lot grouping. So as Angie was saying, there's the river estate lots. We have 6 different lot types here at Carmelita Gardens. And so we have the river estates, and that runs along the area that we're currently in. And so this one is considered a half-an-acre lot.
27. And we do offer very attractive seller financing.
Exactly. And so you can see there's a little pathway here. So that is going down to the river. And I just wanted to touch on that part again, Angie, is the seller financing. So the developer is offering financing for any of the lots that are a developer sale, and he's willing to do up to 80% over an 8-year term. So yeah, it's really, really good. We do have information for folks if they want the breakdown of the different lot types, but it's just a great way to purchase one now, own one now, hold on to it. If your plans change down the line and you can't own it forever, you can't build, then you can always resell it. And so coming up on the left-hand side over here, this is a fun structure. It's something that's very unique. As we were talking about the different architectural types here at Carmelita Gardens, recently the developer purchased this, and he is going to be converting it, and he's working on the plans for what he wants to do. He was considering maybe doing a restaurant or a cafe, but we're excited to see how those plans shape up. But it's a really great location on the river. This gives you a good indication too of the lot sizes, so you can see how it's mowed and cleaned there.
I know a lot of the folks that I've toured through here, they're like, and what's that one called? Because you'll find that all our homes in here have a name. So the locals actually named that one the Castle.
Oh, the Castle. Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's very unique. It definitely has a distinct look to it. And one thing to note, and you'll notice them as we're driving around too, is obviously the solar panel. We're off grid, but a lot of these people didn't compromise on any sort of luxuries just because it's off grid. And you'll see that they do have the AC units. You can see them along the wall. You know, they have the water pumps, they have the hot water heaters, they have fans, they have ample outdoor space. And so you don't have to worry about compromising on your lifestyle if you live off grid. And what's really awesome about this property too is that there's an in-house architect who will work with you from point A all the way to delivery of your home at point Z. She'll sit with you, really understand what your goal is, what you want to accomplish, and your budget that you're working within, and then build something that works for you. Again, they have floor plans, or you can work with the in-house architect to really do your customized plan. And then coming up over here, this white structure, this is slated to be an Airbnb rental area. So the fellow is working on the properties now. That was the prototype to see how it all looks and is laid out. And then from there, he'll be finishing the construction. Angie, why don't you tell us about what's coming up here on the left-hand side?
Yes, so very, very exciting. On June 20th, we actually did the inauguration of our sundial. So as per our research, this is the first sundial in Belize. So we'll also say it's the largest because it's the only one. And as you might have seen there, that is how it's designed. And I don't know all the details on it, but it's supposed to tell you the time of the day when it's all done. And Rachel, I just want to go a little bit back as you were speaking on the solar panels, because one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, how do I know, or how do you know how much solar panels you need for my home? Am I able to up my solar panel package after if I need to? And the question is, yes, you can. How do you know, or how is it determine, how many solar panels you're going to need? Again, you're working along with the architect, and they look historically at about 3 months of your power usage, and in that way they know what your consumption is like, and considering what you're going to have in your home, that will also help determine how large your package needs to be. So I just wanted to put that in there.
Oh, and that's a great point, right? Because you may think that you're not using as much as you actually do, especially if you've never lived in the tropics before. Right? There are design elements that you can do to help keep the house cooler naturally, but let's say you have all those ACs cranking, which I wouldn't recommend, but let's say you do and you realize, oh, I need more energy, I need more batteries. You can always work with the team to get that done. So we're just entering, I think this is like the quintessential street here at Carmelita Gardens. This is Cottage Row. So these are the tiny homes here on site at Carmelita, and we have a variety of owners here, some that live here full time, some that come down for a few months out of the year, others that aren't able to make it down as often as they hope, so they have other homeowners here while their home gets constructed, but a really good variety of homeowners. And I just think it's such a cute property. And these lots here, these are 1/8 of an acre, they're 50 by 100, so ideally they're perfect for these cottage models, these tiny home models. However, you are able to build a little bit more should you decide that that's important to you. We're coming upon Cottage Park West. And why don't you tell us a little bit more about Cottage Park West, Angie? I know this is like your home base here.
It is my home. So Cottage Park West, currently that's where our new offices are located. You're going to find me in there. And also part of the rest of the team, contractor, architect. So that's where we're now located. I know that for those who we've been in contact before, you would have found me back at the Cottage Row, the first blue home, Cottage 101. So we have relocated. Apart from that, Cottage Park West is where everyone comes together. What do I mean by that is that's where the breakfasts happen 2 times every week, and Tuesdays and Thursdays it's either pancakes or muffins and coffee. The community members, they come together, just talk about their week, enjoy their morning together. That's where also town hall meetings are held, birthday celebrations. So recently I was a part of their quarterly birthday celebrations, and they come together, a potluck, they bring cake, they bring food, they do barbecues, grab some beers, and it's just beautiful how everyone comes together at the right time.
I love it. I love it. In the corner, that is lot number 245. That one is a resale. Angie, remind me, do you remember how much it's going for?
It is recently listed with us, and it's listed at $54,000. The beauty of that corner lot is that it backs up into an orchard, and right across the street, as you guys can see, this is the Tres Amigos Park. So you already know what's going to be around you, and it's great neighbors, an orchard and a park.
I love it. That's a prime location there. You can walk to Cottage Park West easily, you can walk to the river very easily, and it's a nice sized parcel. All right, coming up here on the left-hand side, this is Casa Tamalita. This one is a resale, 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a loft, screened-in front porch, big outdoor space. And the lot actually starts right over here where you see that post and continues around to the papaya trees right over here. So it actually, for many folks, looks like 2 lots, but this is part of their lot. And then there's mango trees. I see fruiting mangoes back there. We're gonna have to go after this and pick some, but I see some mangoes back there. And then there's, we were saying the orchard, so there is another line of orchards before there's another line of home sites. So this one is a lovely home. This one was a custom design with the owners. They're from Florida. Their plan was to be here more often. However, they weren't able to do so, so they are offering it. What is awesome about this home is that there's financing, seller financing. Exactly. And that's something that's very difficult for foreigners to come by. In Belize, we don't have traditional bank financing for foreigners. So these folks are willing to negotiate and work with you so that you can have financing.
It's listed at $293,000 and it comes fully furnished.
Perfect. Yeah, fully furnished. That's nice. I know they have some really nice teak finishes. and furniture, custom made. There's down the road, there's a teak farm. The Blackburn, I think it's called Blackburn Farms, and they have teak, and so they'll cut down the teak and then they'll use it for construction of the furniture. So they had a whole list of things that they got custom made from that.
Yeah, and we can share that link for you guys to check out the listing and see the inside of the home. We have done a walkthrough in there, so
we'll add that too
before you visit.
Yeah, exactly. This one is cute. This one, sometimes people are like, I think it's a church. We're like, no, that is just a really cute, brand new cottage that just got constructed. And that owner, Joyce, we have a walkthrough with her too, we'll show you. But with Joyce, she took the cottage model, that tiny home model, and then she added to it and added to it and added to it. And she added a huge loft upstairs. That's why you have the really high ceilings there. And she has a very big lot as well. So this pull-up on the left-hand side is hers. But she did a screen and porch. She did an outdoor shower. A lot of neat elements to her home that really have made it customized compared to what it was previously.
And I love that there's that space in between, because I know that in the future she might plan to do another cottage, which is another question that I do get asked very frequently. Am I able to do another, like an Airbnb or a small cottage on my property after? Yes, you can.
All right, as we turn the corner here, you may recognize that is like the most beloved home here at Carmelita Gardens. It's called Casablanca. That one was a resale. We had a lot of folks who were interested in it, but it did sell to an amazing person that we're very excited to have here as Carmelita Gardens. And currently she's working on building a garage. So you might have seen some cinder blocks out there. So coming up on the right-hand side, this is a really important part of Carmelita Gardens. This is the depot. And I do like to highlight this because this over here is where the construction team keeps their materials. It's why they're able to stay on track with their builds. Something that Belize is notorious for is delayed construction. Things are always pushed back because of the shortage of materials. However, they have everything in inventory so that it's going to be a quick and seamless build. Coming over here, this is a new lot that was just listed for sale. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that one, Angie?
Yes, this is lot 210. It's a green village, which is 1/4 of an acre. These are normally listed at $49,000. However, for this one is listed at $46,000. So very attractive number. And as you can see, really great location too. It's right around the depot.
I would say a lot of views from here. So, something you'll find is that a lot of the homes are elevated for various reasons, which I'll talk about in a minute. But from that specific location, over the hill over here, you actually have a really nice view of the Maya Mountains. And so you'll have really, really incredible views. And then this, and I'll talk about the elevation in just 1 minute, but as we're getting over here to this is a new home that's currently under construction. And this is probably going to be the biggest home, I would say, in terms of interior square footage on property. This fellow is adding a sauna. I think he is also adding a gym downstairs. And then coming up, this is Casa Aziza. Now we're starting to be back at the riverfront properties. We're starting to be back at the river property. So the river, Belize River, is right behind this home. This is Casa Aziza. This is actually one of the first homes that was constructed here at Carmelita Gardens. It has the concrete first floor and then the wooden upstairs. So you have a lot of character and charm in there, a beautiful loft. And we are at the elevated area of Carmelita Gardens here. So I know sometimes people think about rivers and flooding, and there's no flooding over in this area here. And then so let's talk about the elevation. So you will see these homes that are elevated, and there's a few reasons why people decide to do that. Number one, and I think one of the biggest, is for the breeze and the views. So the higher you are, the better breeze you have, which is tremendous. The second is also because it helps to keep mosquitoes away. The higher you are, mosquitoes don't like to fly up. So you have nice areas upstairs. And then third is, like we talked about, being on the river or whatnot, you may want to be elevated just if you're in more of a river or flood prone area. However, this area does not flood of Carmelita. Lot 203, this is one of my favorite resales. This one is a riverfront lot, high and dry, a large space over here. It's about 1/3 of an acre. And you do have some mature trees here on site too, that nice big one in the middle. But you can do something in between, a nice home in between the tree and the river, and have a little bit of privacy on each side.
Yeah, and the view of the river, it's beautiful. I actually walked it about 4 weeks ago or so, and you just need to get rid of the underbrush, and beautiful view of that river.
Nice, I love it. And this coming up is the river access.
Yeah, this is one of our main ones, you can say. A lot of them do take their chairs down there. This is where they can start off their kayaking. The water is pretty low, pretty shallow, maybe about your ankle height. So it's really nice.
Yeah, it's good for those little foldable chairs.
Yes.
You know, I hear some thunder over here. This is good. It'll get some rain for the cisterns. And then I'll mention on the right-hand side too, this is a very large home at Carmelita, and for a while this was the largest home at Carmelita. But these homeowners have actually a few parcels on either side of them to be able to give them a little bit more space. But they have a beautiful outdoor kitchen in the back. They also have a pool. Like I mentioned, there's one property here that has a pool, and it's that one. On our left-hand side, this was lot number 245.
231.
Sorry, 231. 245 is on the other side, 231. And this one is under contract right now.
And this one here, I was very excited to be on site when they did the groundbreaking. This is the Danka's home. And you can see, we've just passed it, but the design of the home. And I love this because it allows us to see the building methodology of the home, which is that cement-coated poly structure.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's one of the big things, is just making sure that the homes are well insulated. You know, being in Belize in the tropics, you do get quite a bit of warm temperatures, so that is an ideal construction methodology. All right, coming in, I love this home. We were actually just talking to the owner over there with the little mural on the bottom. That's beautiful. All right, we're coming down closer towards the peninsula, and we'll be there in just a minute, but a couple more properties in the meantime. Oh, I love this green home. They've really put a lot of character and charm and nice landscaping there in the front. And she's a retired music therapist, I believe it is. So she has her organ there and works really closely with the local schools and the community members. And I will say that is something that we found quite a bit, is the community members within Carmelita are very engaged with the local Santa Familia village. And that's something that a lot of times when foreigners or expats move down to a country, they don't necessarily tend to do, right? They live in their own little bubble, but here there's great integration between the communities. This is lot number 190. This is a resale. The seller is willing to offer financing as well, 70% financing. And right on the other side of the tree line is going to be the river. So that's a beautiful river frontage there. And then on the left side, or sorry, the right side, this blue home, this one is was built by a lady who was planning to live here with her 3 kids. So she really built it for a family, and she had to move back to the States unexpectedly. So she could sell it at some point, but at this point, she's holding on to it. And then we're gonna do a quick swoop over here to the other side. That's Tree Dave's homes. Tree Dave is one of the first community members here on site, and he was really integral at planting trees around Carmelita Gardens. In his backyard, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teak trees. He put those teak trees in, I'm gonna say, just based on the size of them, maybe about 9, 10 years ago. And teak is an incredible hardwood, for those of you who haven't heard about it before. And for him, he was just doing it more for the aesthetics than anything, but it's a really, really beautiful hardwood at the end of the day. So you'll see he did a lot of the trees, and he's still very involved in making sure landscaping is looking good and the property is looking clean. All right, so we're coming up here. Oh, the Tree of Life. I just want to mention that one. I think that is such an incredible tree. Obviously, that one was here on site. They didn't plant that one anytime recently, but that is an incredible one here. I think there was a wedding there underneath the tree.
Yeah, they did have someone propose down there.
A proposal?
Yeah, and I know I've met some guys from Texas, someone I toured here, and I believe people from Texas, there's a different name for it, but I cannot remember what it was. So I keep on saying the Tree of
Life.
The Tree of Life, yes. But it's beautiful. You can go and have picnic down there. Just come, grab your book, go down there and enjoy the beautiful shade and the breeze in the afternoon.
So nice. Yeah, this is a cute home over here. This one's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and that's alongside the river. And this homeowner, they actually also picked up lots on either side of them and have done extensive gardening. So here in the tropics, we have fruit trees that will grow very well, plantain trees, which is something that we're coming up to over here, papaya trees, coconuts. You can do quite a bit of gardening. You don't even really need a green thumb. You know, with the natural environment, they tend to grow pretty well. And coming up, this is Casa Tortuga. This one is currently listed. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, also one of the original homes here at Carmelita Gardens. Overlooks the river. Anything you want to add about that one, Angie?
Definitely gives you that cabin feel of when you go fishing. It's beautiful. As you walk in, you get that smell of the wood. It's just, I love it. It's a beautiful home, and I love that they have hummingbird feeders at the back. It has its own little unique features to the home.
Yes, it's true. I love the hummingbird feeders because you're bound to see the hummingbirds. And then this home over here, this one was built by a couple, and they were also some of the first home builders here, or owners here on site that built a home. And initially when they were planning the build, they wanted something that was going to be circular, and it was fairly difficult to do that with the block construction. So they ended up doing, I think it's 12 sides now, right? They're doing 12 sides there. And for them, it was important because they do have experience of being in the tropics. They wanted to make the house as storm-proof as possible. So that one is really quite incredible. Here, though, on inland, we don't necessarily get the same effects of storms like you'd get on the coast of Belize, but they definitely built well, and they built also with the vaulted ceilings and the cupola on top. I should have mentioned the cupola, but that's something that is built on the roof, and it's ventilated, and so the hot air, we know hot air rises, so it rises and then goes out. I have one more stop for us. We're nearing just the end of our 100-acre tour here. 100 acres in 30 minutes, I think it was about what it is. But there's one more stop I want to show you, which is Scout Park, coming up straight ahead of me. And Scout Park, it's a beautiful little spot park here on site where they have the current pickleball. Exactly. So that's where they'll meet on 2 times a week to do their games. They have a basketball court, horseshoes, but it's a good little spot here within Carmelita. And actually, I told you one more stop, but I do want to make a stop into Cottage Park West. That's where Angie is stationed. And I do want to show it to you because that's also where you're going to find the community gardens and orchards with that are currently being cultivated here by the horticulturists on site. And then quickly on the right-hand side, there's like a salmon-colored building. And this one is a home. It's not yet completed. However, the buyers and the home builders needed to move back to Colorado. So they're going to be listing that one officially. So if someone's looking for a property to fix up, or I wouldn't even say fix up, but to finish off, then that could be a great one for you to add your personal touches to it. So with that, I'm going to just turn over here. We're going to make a stop in Cottage Park West, and then we'll be right back and give you a tour of Cottage Park West. So right behind Cottage Park West, there has been land allocated for community farming, and we have on-site horticulturists who are actually doing this in the United States as well. They had organic apple farms in the United States, which they have sold and moved down here to Carmelita Gardens to work on the farming here on site. They do regenerative farming here at Carmelita Gardens, and recently they just redid all of the flower beds and plant beds and vegetable beds to make sure that it is as sustainable as possible. So you're going to see a handful of the vegetables and fruits behind me, but then all around too, you're going to see other fruit trees. So plantain trees, mango trees. It is mango season right now, and oh my gosh, they're so good and fresh. So we really, really do love that. But there's also papaya trees, citrus trees, and a variety of them. Thank you so much for joining us on our drive-through tour of Carmelita Gardens. As you can see, it's a big property, a lot of opportunities here, starting at only $39,000 with 80% financing available. Reach out to our team, info@lunarealtybelize.com, info@lunarealtybelize.com, if you'd like to hear about the latest availability and how you can become a part of this wonderful community here. If you are going to be here in the Cayo District and want to see this property in person, reach out to us, that same email address, info@lunarealtybelize.com, and we can schedule a tour with Angie, who you just met in the video. All right, everyone, thanks again, and see you here in the Cayo District soon. Bye-bye.